Good evening, everybody. This is Meenal here, your mindset and wellness coach, and hope you're all doing well. And today's topic is we're going to talk about embracing change and renewal. तो इसका मतलब क्या होता है? What are we talking? What are we going to talk about when we say embracing change? चेंज के नाम से ना हमें बहुत डर लगता है. कभी कभी एक्साइटमेंट होती है, कभी कभी डर भी लगता है. एक ह्यूमन टेंडेंसी है, वी ऑल ह्यूमंस हैव द टेंडेंसी दैट वी रेसिस्ट चेंज. वी although we say that change is beautiful, change is inevitable, change जरूरी है for your progress, for your growth, but knowingly unknowingly we resist change. And when we are resisting change, what happens is we create unpleasant emotions and unpleasant feelings. So one thing is we need to understand we have to welcome change. Change is always, it's going to bring something new in your life. Take change as an opportunity. It's an opportunity for your growth. Now we can put this example in your professional scenario or even personal scenario. Let's talk about the first change you're talking about. If you're looking at changing your jobs, so you may have those anxiety, concern that how that new place will be, how your boss will be, how your new colleagues will be. But yes, if you don't take that first step of changing or initiating that change, you will never grow in your life, right? Same scenario, if you take it on your personal front, if you're getting into a new relationship, I mean, that's something new change you're bringing in, right? If you're getting married, or it could be just a relationship. So it's something, if you're introducing a new person in your life, that's change. So we just accept it and think it as an opportunity and welcome that change. When you do that, even the challenges become stepping stones. Trust me, challenges become stepping stones. We will grow. Those challenges तो हमें help करती है grow करने के लिए. So try and not resist change. कितना भी anxiety, कितना भी that fear factor आ जाता है ना, just tell yourself, no, this is something new and beautiful is going to happen. A new chapter in my life is going to start. When you start thinking on those lines, you'll never resist change and you'll never fear change. That is what is very important. Now, when we talk about change and letting go of old things, old habits, and growth mindset, now all this is possible if you have a growth mindset, right? Where you don't get stuck in the same position, you want to grow, you want to explore. That's all these things are interrelated, interconnected. Because if you are open for change, you will have to let go of something old that you're holding up onto still date. आज तक जो हमने पकड़ के रखा है, it could be your physical habits, it could be your emotional habits. We'll look into it, and only then you will have growth, and you'll achieve new milestones in your life. So what is more important? Patience, acceptance. Now acceptance is you have to accept that, okay, this is a slow process. If I want to change something in my life, if I want to change any of my behavior, it could be your habit, it could be your like we spoke about job or any relationship, you will have to give yourself that time. Nothing happens overnight. So it's a very slow process, and you will have to give that much time, whether it is a relationship, your nature, or whatever it is. And you need to, very importantly, set realistic expectations. होता क्या है ना, we have rocket high expectation, whether it is सामने वाले से हो या खुद से भी हो. Sometimes we become very very critical to ourselves. Yeah, we do that. I do that many a time. Then I have to set my expectations right. We say set your expectations right. So what happens is, be realistic, be patient, and be compassionate toward yourself and the other person जिसके साथ you're planning that change. Because otherwise it is not easy, it is not possible. Yeah, let me be honest, it is not possible if you don't give time. For example, if you sow a seed, किधर आपने बीज डाल दिया, कोई पेड़, कोई फूल का पेड़ है या कुछ भी ग्रो करने के लिए, अगर आप बोलोगे मैंने सीड डाल दिया, मैं रोज पानी डालती हूँ, इट इज इन प्रॉपर सनशाइन एंड इट हैज टू ग्रो इन 2 days और 2 weeks, वो नहीं होता है. जितना टाइम लगेगा वो पौधे को उगने में, उतना तो लगेगा ना. तो हम कैसे पेशेंटली उसको टाइम देते हैं. तो why can't we give that time to ourselves and our relations, जहाँ पे we are changing on where we are wanting things to grow or where we are wanting things to improve. वो पेशेंस हमको बहुत डेवलप करना जरूरी है. वो पेशेंस के बगैर ये काम नहीं होता है. एनीथिंग, कोई भी चेंज लाना है आपको, आपकी आपकी फिजिकल हैबिट, लेट अस टेक वन एग्जांपल, अगर आप, इफ यू आर नॉट एन एक्सरसाइजिंग पर्सन और इफ यू आर नॉट अ हेल्दी ईटर, आपको वी जनरली हैव टेंडेंसी ऑफ ईटिंग जंक फूड और अनहेल्दी फूड बिकॉज वो टेस्टी बहुत होता है ना. So we all like, and if you want to get into a healthy eating habit, you may do that for 2 days in a week. The third day, you may have the craving of going back to your routine. वो समोसा और बर्गर या जो भी आप खाते हो, you will want to go back to that. But you have to be very patient. ठीक है, you can't be, चलो तीसरे दिन खा लिया तो fourth day you completely give up. No, you don't have to do that. You have to be very patient. ठीक है, 2 days I was able to control my my craving for that sweet food or for the junk food. Third day I couldn't, and I got into eating it. So fourth day again start from scratch. बीच में गिव अप नहीं करना है. ठीक है, ये आई मीन आई वुड से हो गया, गलती गलती से खा लिया या पी लिया, whatever it is. So what will you do? Again continue. Don't be very harsh, because see, this is a new habit you're cultivating, right? We all are used to, whatever habits we are currently following, that we have been following for many years, and now something, कुछ नया हमको चेंज करना है, कुछ नया लाना है लाइफ में, तो उसको टाइम तो देना पड़ेगा ना. इट कैन नॉट हैपन ओवरनाइट. So keep that thing in mind, and ठीक है, if you slip once or twice, it is okay. Don't be so harsh to yourself and still continue. When you take that one step every day, that is where you are accepting yourself. You're accepting, giving acceptance to the other person. सामने वाले को भी हमको देना पड़ता है ना टाइम. Like if you're handling a team, let's take a professional scenario. If somebody new has joined in your team, and that person is is just getting accustomed to your work culture, to your company culture, to the new role that he or she is performing, if you don't give him that time to change, maybe he was doing same thing differently in his previous company, तो उसको टाइम तो लगेगा ना. So give that time, change करने को टाइम दे दीजिए, be patient, accept that person, then you will see how quickly that the person grows and will be able to do the best of his, to the best of his ability. Same thing for us also, same thing applies. Now when we're talking about changing our own habits, let's get in, we spoke about one physical habit. Now emotional habits we have. Yes, emotional habits are the way we think, the emotions that we feel on a daily basis. Now namely, anger, feeling hurt, feeling jealous, feeling demotivated, or feeling very low very often. So these are the emotional habits that we have cultivated. छोटी छोटी बात पे बुरा लगना, if somebody says something you just start sulking, or some people have that habit of complaining and cribbing always. I'm not saying good or bad, but yes, that is a habit. And if you think these are the, you need to identify what is the thing, what is the old habit that is not helping you in growing in your life. Now I'm not saying all your old habits are bad or all your new habits will be good. So you need to identify what are the old habits, whether it be physical or it could be emotional. So physical, we just discussed about uh, eating healthy, exercising, and it could be even junk eating. It could be physical habits. May it could be watching movies late night. It could be taking drugs, or it could be taking alcohol. Any of your habits, whatever your old habit is, just identify what is the trigger. What is it that triggers you to get into that habit? If you're into drugs, if you're into smoking, identify what is the thought that comes to you, which pushes you to get into smoking, or which is the thought that gets into you and you just pick up your bottle and you start drinking. So these are the things that you need to primarily do to identify, and then you can, once you identify what your habit is, then you can sorry for this, once you identify what your habit is, you will be able to get rid of it. So list it down. What is your physical habit that you want to get rid of? What is the mental habit that you want to get rid of? And yes. Sorry for this. There is some net disconnectivity. Yeah. So we were talking about identifying your physical and emotional habits. So when we go into emotional, identify what is it, what is the habit that is helping you, that is stopping you from being happy or leading a more fulfilled life. It could be the habit of feeling hurt. Somebody tells you one thing, you just make a big, big mole out of nothing. People have that habit. So identify what is that habit that is stopping your growth, that is stopping you from being happy and leading a fulfilled and happy life. So once you identify this, okay, this is the habit that I want to change, what is the new one you want? What is a new habit? Identify that also. So try working on it. Make a, you need to set goals. You just can't have everything haywire. It can't be just, okay, I want to change my habit and I will do it. But if you don't have any proper goal, if you don't have any proper plan or strategy of how, what you want to get rid of, how you will do it, and what you want in future or what you want in your life, if you don't have those, if you don't have that clarity, then things become very difficult. तो फिर बहुत आसानी से हम ना बहुत कैजुअली ले लेते हैं, टू बी ऑनेस्ट. अगर हमारे पास कोई प्लान स्ट्रैटेजी कुछ है नहीं, तो हम कैजुअली ही लेंगे ना कि ठीक है, ये होगा तो भी ठीक है, नहीं होगा तो भी ठीक है. सो टू अवॉइड ये टेंडेंसी अवॉइड करने के लिए, आइडेंटिफाई क्या हमें चेंज करना है, क्या ट्रिगर करता है हमको. किसी ने कुछ बोल दिया वो ट्रिगर करता है, या किसी के साथ आर्ग्यूमेंट हो गई तो इट ट्रिगर्स me to get angry, or get into a very nasty dialogue, या get into drugs or smoking. क्या है वो ट्रिगर? जब भी आए ना, तो देन तभी यू टू बी वेरी वेरी केयरफुल, वेरी अवेयर हो जाना है हमको, बहुत अवेयर हो के सोचना है कि ठीक है भाई, ये वापस ये आर्ग्यूमेंट जैसा हो रहा है, कोई मुझे बोल रहा है जो मुझे पसंद नहीं है, या जिसकी वजह से मुझे गुस्सा आ जाता है. अगर वो सीन, अगर वो सीन वहां पे प्रिपेयर रेडी हो रहा है ना, सिचुएशन हो रही है ना, तो विड्रॉ कर लीजिए एक बार को. जस्ट गेट वहां से, इफ पॉसिबल गेट आउट ऑफ दैट रूम, गेट डिस्कनेक्ट yourself from that conversation, because that is a trigger. If you encourage or if you get involved or entangled into it ना, उसमें अगर हम entangle हो गए ना, तो फिर वो तो वापस वही रूटीन ओल्ड बिहेवियर पे हम चले जाएंगे. तो चेंज करना थोड़ा ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा. आई एम नॉट सेइंग नहीं होगा, होगा, बट डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है. सो यू हैव टू हैव क्लैरिटी कि हमें क्या चेंज करना है, क्या ट्रिगर है. वो ट्रिगर आते ही हमको अपने आप को उस सिचुएशन से अंदर ले लेना है. यू टू जस्ट गेट डिटैच फ्रॉम द सिचुएशन, वेदर इट बी वर्क प्लेस, फैमिली में भी कुछ आर्ग्यूमेंट हो रही है, स्पाउस के साथ भी हो रही है, जस्ट एक्सक्यूज, बोल सकते हैं कि प्लीज एक्सक्यूज मी, आई डोंट वांट टू गेट इनटू दिस बिकॉज दिस इज गोइंग टू रिजल्ट इन समथिंग वेरी nasty which we both eventually will regret. That is what happens when you get into a heated argument, whether it is your boss, your colleagues, or if it is your spouse or your children or your parents. होता क्या है, you get into that heated discussion or heated argument, and then you end up, that what happens is that incident or that situation may just go, but उसका जो after effect होता है ना, that stays in your subconscious. That will always stay. Subconscious is always about feelings, right? We had discussed this last time. Subconscious mind always is taking care. It is 90% of your brain. We operate on subconscious, and 90% of our brain is of subconscious. Only 10% हम conscious decisions लेते हैं. तो अगर वो subconscious में unpleasant memory अगर store हो गई, किसी के साथ आर्ग्यूमेंट हो गई, किसी के साथ बात गलत हो रही है, हीटेड आर्ग्यूमेंट हो रही है, और दिस अ स्पाउट ऑफ एंग्री एब्यूसिव वर्ड्स बोल देते हैं. आई मीन पीपल डू दैट. सो व्हाट विल हैपन, वो सिचुएशन, वो एक इंसिडेंट, वो एपिसोड खत्म हो जाएगा, बट उसका जो इफेक्ट है ना, वो हमारे सबकॉन्शियस में रह जाता है. एंड दैट continues till the time we are alive. If we don't consciously work on it, it will always stay. And that वो जो unpleasant incident का जो memory है ना, every time it resurfaces, we are going to get disturbed. Have you ever tried? कभी देखा है आपने कि किसी ने कुछ गलत बोल दिया, या कोई ऐसा अनप्लेजेंट इंसिडेंट हुआ है लाइफ में, अब जितनी बार उसको याद करो ना, यू हैव दैट, वो फीलिंग या वो इमोशंस वापस आ जाते हैं. दैट इज एक्चुअली व्हाट हैपेंस. तो इन ऑर्डर टू ये सब नहीं होने के लिए हमें क्या करना है, देख लेना है भाई, what is it that is triggering these unpleasant emotions and unpleasant habits and unpleasant thoughts in me. once you identify वो situation आने पे just take a step back and निकल जाओ उधर से, excuse yourself, join them after 10 minutes, कोई problem नहीं है, they will also understand, they'll help you change. तो ये जरूरी होता है. And ये सब चीजें when you are in the process of changing your old habits and trying to bring something new in your life, ना, seek support. बहुत जरूरी है. यू हैव टू सीक सपोर्ट ऑफ योर लव्ड वंस, जो आपके जो साथ में काम करते हैं या आपके साथ जो रहते हैं, योर फैमिली, फ्रेंड्स, कोलीग्स. क्या होता है ना, वी ऑलवेज फील कि आई विल डू एवरीथिंग, वी ट्राई टू बी दैट सुपरमैन और सुपर वुमन, जो भी बोले वो, बट एक्सेप्ट इट, नो, वी नीड सपोर्ट बहुत सारी चीजों में, एंड नथिंग रॉन्ग इन सीकिंग सपोर्ट until and unless you communicate what is on your mind, what is the problem, what is it that you're going through, why you want to change, which is the direction you want to go. Once you don't communicate to the other person, he will not understand, usko nahi samajh mein aayega. We feel ke we have been living together for 20 years, for 30 years, can he not understand what I'm going through? No, he cannot understand. Nobody can read your mind, right? Only you know what's going in your mind. No one can read your mind. So don't even get into that complication. Don't even get into that. Let that person know, okay, this is what is happening. This is what I want to change. So please help me change. Please help me make this little shift in my life. It could be a physical habit. It could be a emotional habit. Like somebody who's trying to quit smoking. Now that is a habit. That is the change he or she wants to bring in, right? Quit smoking. Want to be a non-alcoholic, non-smoker. So that's a big step. And again, what happens is, even if you're trying to change some habit which you have developed over a period of time, your subconscious is not going to allow you so easily, because there is some pleasant feeling, pleasant emotions attached to that particular act that you have done so far. So every time you want to quit, your neocortex or your 1%, that conscious mind will say, okay, I want to change because I know there is something better in store for me if I get rid of this old habit. But your subconscious will always say, no, when I was into that habit, when I was indulging into that, or when I was experiencing that emotion, was very good, was very pleasant. So subconscious will hold that pleasant memories and will stop you from changing, which is where you require support, and don't hesitate to take support. Nobody, कोई छोटा नहीं हो जाता है, हम सबको सपोर्ट की जरूरत पड़ती है, राइट? ग्रो करने के लिए तो पकड़ना तो पड़ता है ना किसी का हाथ. आई एम नॉट सेइंग ऑलवेज, बट जब भी पड़े, डोंट हेसिटेट एंड जस्ट बी वेरी, मतलब डोंट मेक इट अ स्मॉल थिंग कि वो छोटा नहीं बनता है. We don't demean yourself if you think that you are required to take support. We all need, and because we want to grow, right? We want to grow. ऐसा नहीं है कि हमको वहीं पे रहना है, वो नहीं है. So just have clarity on what you want to do, what is the change you want in your life, and very important is ask, why do you want this change? क्यों चाहिए? Because if you don't have a reason or a purpose for the change that you are planning to bring in your life, you will not be motivated. You need a motivation to bring that change, right? So if you have that clarity, okay, I want to change this particular thing in my life because so, whatever it could be, XYZ. If it's your emotional habit, if you have a habit of getting irritated, or if you have a habit of always finding faults, people have that habit. Some people, that's an emotional habit, that whatever good the other person is doing, he or she will always pick the wrong things or the negative thing or something that has gone wrong in what the other person has done. So if you are having that habit, you have identified this is the habit that you want to change. So ask yourself, why do I want to change? Because of this habit, my relation with my colleague, my boss, my juniors, or my spouse is always going bad. If you have that habit of finding faults, what will happen is, you will always, people will get scared of you. They will never be happy. If it's a team, if you're a team leader and you have that habit of picking up faults from others, you will never praise. So they will never feel appreciated. Your team will never feel appreciated, and they will never want to work with you. So we always hear, we often hear, people don't quit companies, people quit bosses. So there are, these are some of the qualities of the bosses which employees may not be like. I'm not saying this is the one or this is the truth, but this could be one of the things what people don't appreciate when they're working in a team. And same goes with family, right? If your spouse is always finding faults, if you do so much for your spouse and one thing goes wrong, and if your spouse finds faults in that particular thing, will you be motivated to do something more for him or for her? No, right? Same thing applies. So if to try and identify and write the reason why you want to change. I want to change because I want my relationship to grow. I want to better my relationship, whether it is a professional or a personal relationship. So you should have an answer to your why. If there is no why, the change will be very difficult, or it will go on a very slow burner. नहीं होगा इतना, हम अगर रीजन नहीं होगा, हमारे पास क्लैरिटी नहीं होगी ना, तो वो चेंज लाने में हमें बहुत दिक्कत पड़ेगी, बहुत टाइम लग जाएगा। ठीक, एक प्रॉपर प्लानिंग, प्रॉपर स्ट्रेटेजी से हम करेंगे ना, कोई भी काम होता है। नॉट नेसेसरी कि हमको सेल्स गोल के लिए ही हमको प्लानिंग चाहिए। लाइफ में कुछ भी अचीव करना होता है ना, प्लान क्रिएट कर दो, आप प्लान तैयार कर दो, उसके हिसाब से जब भी हम जाएंगे ना, तो एकदम इजिली सब कुछ अचीव हो जाता है। ट्रस्ट मी, आई हैव बीन डूइंग दैट, मुझे तो फायदा हुआ है, आपको क्यों नहीं होगा, राइट? तो ये छोटी छोटी, यू मे फील दैट ये सब छोटी छोटी बातें हैं, बट ये छोटी छोटी बातें ही बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले करती है। नाउ वन मोर थिंग हमको ध्यान रखना है व्हेन वी आर इन द प्रोसेस ऑफ चेंजिंग, कि चेंज बहुत स्लो होता है। जैसे मैंने बोला, वो ओवरनाइट नहीं होता है, नथिंग चेंजेस ओवरनाइट, रोम वाज नॉट बिल्ड इन अ डे, राइट? सो हमारा चेंज कैसे होगा? सो इट इज अ स्लो प्रोसेस। एंड जैसे हमारे छोटे छोटे माइलस्टोन्स हम रीच करते हैं ना, यू कैन ऑलवेज ब्रेक योर गोल्स इनटू मंथली, क्वार्टरली, मंथली, वीकली, यू नो then you can always evaluate twice a week. And इतना rigid भी नहीं रहना है, don't be so rigid. If you find that you had set a target, कुछ हमने अचीव, कुछ चेंज करना है हमारे लाइफ में, हमने टारगेट रखा था कि ये 1 मंथ में हो जाएगा। सपोज 1 मंथ में वी हैव नॉट रीच दैट 1 to 10 का स्केल पे, वी आर स्टिल ऑन द स्केल और 1 to 5 में ही पहुंचे हैं। सो यू नीड टू रिविजिट करना पड़ेगा हमें कि हमने रियलिस्टिक गोल्स रखे थे कि नहीं रखे थे, तो लेट अस रीवर्क ऑन द गोल्स, वापस सेट करते हैं उसको। नथिंग रॉन्ग ना, हमने रखे थे, जब भी शुरू में हमने रखे तो हमें लगा हो जाएगा इजिली, नहीं हो रहा है तो लेट अस रिविजिट, रीवर्क ऑन द गोल सेटिंग, उसको थोड़ा चेंज कर लो। नहीं भी हो रहा है तो इतना अपने आप के साथ हार्श मत होना कि क्यों नहीं हुआ। वी कैन नॉट बी परफेक्ट। एज आई ऑलवेज, माई फेवरेट वर्ड इज वी आर ऑल वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस। तो अगर नहीं हुआ है तो नेवर माइंड, रिविजिट करके उसको गोल को थोड़ा नीचे लाके कर दीजिए। 15 दिन में 1 to 5 हुआ है, नेवर माइंड, गिव योरसेल्फ 1 more month, यू विल रीच फ्रॉम 1 to 9 और 1 to 8 फॉर श्योर। इसमें क्या जरूरी है, व्हाट इज इम्पोर्टेंट इन दिस इज कंसिस्टेंसी इम्पोर्टेंट है, वट एवर यूर डूइंग। इफ इट्स एज सिंपल एज एक्सरसाइजिंग का हैबिट है, और इट्स एज सिंपल एज लूजिंग द वेट का हैबिट, हेल्दी ईटिंग का है, या healthy, getting into healthy regime. When I say healthy regime is thinking good, thinking something that is healthy, eating something that is healthy, and exercising and good sleep, etc. Whatever makes your physical and emotional body healthy. अगर वो चीज के goals है ना, तो you need to be always thinking कि if I've not achieved 15 days में नहीं हुआ, never mind, I'll give myself 1 month. So give that time to yourself and don't be very harsh. आज नहीं हुआ है, गिव 1 week more and it will happen. But consistency नहीं छोड़नी, because consistency is the key to success. I have done that, and which is where I'm telling you friends. ये मैंने तो बहुत experience किया है. I mean, you wouldn't believe, at some point I was 20 kilos more than what my age and my body required, and through consistency I was able to overcome that. होता है, सबके साथ होता है। सो देर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स वी ऑल हैव टू फाइट थ्रू। बट जब भी हम ध्यान से कंसिस्टेंसी कुछ भी काम करेंगे ना, फोकस लेके, यू हैव टू बी फोकस्ड कि मुझे क्या चाहिए, क्यों चाहिए, क्या चाहिए। टाइम चलो ठीक है, यू कैन ऑलवेज भी थोड़ा अपने आप के साथ लिवरेज देके, थोड़ा यू कैन बी कंसिडरेट, थोड़ा काइंड, बी काइंड टू योरसेल्फ, डोंट बी हार्श। लोग बाहर बहुत हार है, देयर आर मेनी पीपल हु कैन ऑलवेज बी हार्श टू योरसेल्फ, यू नीड टू बी वेरी कंपैशनेट एंड काइंड टू योरसेल्फ। तो वो एक थोड़ा फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी रख के यू शुड कंटिन्यू। तो चेंजेस ग्रेजुअल होंगे, एंड छोटे छोटे माइलस्टोन जब भी आप अचीव करो ना अपने गोल के तरफ, तो सेलिब्रेट, डू सेलिब्रेट, बिकॉज दैट मेक्स यू हैप्पी, बिकॉज वो हमें लगता है कि मैंने कुछ करना था, मैंने इतना अचीव कर लिया, एंड आई एम सेलिब्रेटिंग, विच मीन्स आई एम रिकग्नाइजिंग माई सेल्फ। अगर हम कहीं काम कर रहे हैं, इफ यू आर वर्किंग इन अ कंपनी, एंड इफ वॉट एवर यू हैव डन, इफ योर बॉस और योर कंपनी एक्नॉलेजेस एंड अप्रिशिएट्स, डोंट यू फील मोटिवेटेड टू डू मोर? Same thing. If you have achieved a milestone in your personal goals, if you accept, if you appreciate, if you recognize that, you will be motivated to work better and more faster and in achieving that success or that goal that you have set for yourself. And very important is gratitude. हमें ना, आई मीन वी हैव टू प्रैक्टिस ग्रेटिट्यूड। हमें एक ये होता है कि वी जनरली बहुत बार अननोइंगली ही होता है, अदरवाइज ह्यूमन बीइंग्स हम बहुत आवर बेसिक नेचर इज नॉट सो हार्श और नॉट सो अनकाइंड। सो यू हैव टू, वॉट एवर यू हैव इन लाइफ, वॉट एवर आज तक आपको जो भी मिला है ना, बी थैंकफुल टू इट। whether you believe in God को मानते हो, soul power मानते हो, the source of energy, whatever, whichever faith, whatever, in जिस चीज में आपको faith है, so be thankful and express gratitude. When you express gratitude, you will have that positivity, that power to grow more and do more for yourself. And negative thoughts आते हैं हमारे को जब भी when we want to bring in some change in our life ना, negative thoughts आते ही हैं. So you need to challenge those thoughts. कुछ भी आपने गोल सेट किया है, सपोज आपका गोल सेटिंग में यू फील दैट वो अचीव नहीं हो रहा है, देयर विल बी 10 थॉट्स दैट विल कम, आई एम नो गुड, मेरे से तो होगा ही नहीं। और बाहर वाले भी हमको आके बोलेंगे तुम क्या कर सकोगे, sometimes I've come across people who are in the process of losing weight. They are doing diligently, they are working to the best of their ability. For them it is very difficult to even go and hit the gym today, because they know that physically they are overweight, so they are very conscious about how they look, how they dress up. And on that, if they have made that attempt of hitting the gym or going down for a walk, whatever it is, whatever form of exercise, if they are hitting that gym or going for a walk, and they go for 2 days, 3 days a week, and the fifth day if they don't go, it could be the people who are very near and dear to you. It could be your family, or again your immediate, it could be a sibling or spouse or parent, whatever. They would only come and they may want to mock at you. They would say, see, I told you ना, मैंने बोला था ना, देखते हैं कितने दिन में you continue this good habit. We come across people like that. We come, हमारे खुद के ही, अपने खुद ही, very near ones only come and put in that sarcastic remark. It could be the habit of getting rid of alcohol. It could be the habit of quitting to smoke. It could be the habit of losing weight, or stopping to eat junk food, or it could be any of your emotional habit. Like if you are trying to get rid of anger, which you really and really want, and you are making an extra effort for doing that, but what your near and dear ones can come and tell you is, let's see कितना करके कितना कर सकते हो देखते हैं. 3 days if you succeed, and 4th day अगर if they see that you have missed, कहीं उनको लगता है कि आप वापस पुरानी आदत पे जा रहे हो, they will be the first one to come and tell you, देखा मैंने बोला था ना तुम्हारे से होगा ही नहीं. So don't get into it. ठीक है, if they are saying that, it is okay, it is their opinion, it is their perception. They don't know how much effort you have taken to reach that place, only you know. So अपने आप में इतना विश्वास रखो, trust yourself, have that confidence in yourself. बाहर लोग बोलेंगे, बोलने दो, just try and not listen. Now, I'm not saying not listen. If वो अगर आप बार बार करते हो, and वो अगर आपको सामने से टोकते हैं कि आपको वेट लूज करना है तो ये खाना बंद करना पड़ेगा, so that is something आपको सुन के, उनकी बात सुन के चेंज करना पड़ेगा. Not necessary कि every time वो wrong होगी. If you think that you are defaulting somewhere in the process of making that change for yourself, then you make that change. आप उनकी बात सुन के take it in a positive stride and change that. बट अगर नहीं है, अपने ही नेगेटिव थॉट्स आएंगे, तो अपने नेगेटिव थॉट्स को मना कर दो, नो, मुझे पता है मुझे क्या करना है, आई नो व्हाट आई वांट टू डू, आई एम ऑन द राइट पाथ, आई विल डू इट। नेगेटिव थॉट्स को बंद कर दो, डोंट एंटरटेन, डोंट एंटैंगल इन दैट नेगेटिव थॉट्स। इफ दे कम, ओके, जस्ट ऑब्जर्व इट, उसके साथ आप इंटरेक्ट करने बैठोगे ना, इट विल जस्ट गो ऑन। सो दैट इतना हमको करना पड़ेगा, वो दैट इज इनएविटेबल, वो करना ही पड़ेगा, वो हम कर सकते हैं, वो कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है। एंड वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इज यू विजुअलाइज, यू विजुअलाइज कि इफ आई ब्रिंग दिस चेंज इन माई लाइफ, ये मैंने अगर अपना इमोशनल हैबिट है या फिजिकल हैबिट है which is not so good at this point, which is not serving the purpose of my life at this point, अगर if I get rid of it, then what is the outcome, उसके बाद कैसा होगा, how will my life be, how will life of my family or my near and dear ones be, because we, end of the day, we are all, we want to live with our own loved ones, right? So if that change that I bring in myself, if that's going to make me happy and my near and dear ones happy, if you try to visualize कि कितना फर्क पड़ जाएगा, then you will be more motivated to do that change. कभी कभी यू हैव टू देखना पड़ेगा कि व्हाट वर्क्स फॉर यू, ये सोच के एफर्मेशंस होता है ना, एफर्मेशंस इज दैट कि यू विजुअलाइज, यू, आप देखते हो, आप सोचते हो, ये करने के बाद व्हाट इज द रिजल्ट। तो इवन व्हेन यू गेट इनटू ये पूरा आप होलिस्टिकली देखोगे ना, तो हमको समझेगा कि चेंज लाने के लिए हमें पॉजिटिव भी होना है, ग्रोथ माइंडसेट भी करना है, एंड वी हैव टू गेट रिड ऑफ ओल्ड हैबिट्स। तो सब लॉन्ग एंड शॉर्ट क्या होता है इसमें, हमको पहले आइडेंटिफाई करना है कौन सी ऐसी चीज है जो हमें चेंज करनी है जिससे हमारी लाइफ अच्छी बेहतरीन हो जाए, वेयर what is the change that is required for me to lead a happy and fulfilled life with it, it could be a physical habit, it could be an emotional habit, it could be both. So once you identify the triggers, what are the triggers that are resulting in me getting into that habit, and find alternate options. I want to get rid of this habit, and what is it that I want? इसके against what do I want? And why do I want? मुझे क्यों करना है? You need to have a purpose of the change that you want in your life. Plan it out, goal setting करो उसको, have clarity. If you have ये पूरा, अगर हम पूरा एक picture clear कर देंगे ना, and you start visualizing how your life is going to be after that change comes in your life, it will be very easy. ये सब होने के बाद भी one thing one has to remember is change is a gradual process. कुछ overnight नहीं होगा. So be kind to yourself. Give that acceptance. Give that kind of flexibility. Time दीजिए अपने आप को change के लिए. And nothing is impossible. Trust me, nothing is impossible. आपको जो change लाना है life में, आप जरूर से लाओगे. Just be consistent. Yeah. So with that note, I will end my session today. Bye, friends.